The backside 180 is hard for a lot of people to learn because it's really easy to shoot out with. The balance can be pretty tough, and that's why I decided to talk about it. I had a lot of trouble with it personally, so I thought I could help. Foot position is about like this. You don't need to get a lot of pop with it. You don't want to get too high in the beginning when you're learning them. And if you under rotate, you can pivot a lot easier if your foot doesn't need to slide that far. So you're more centered, you have more control. You don't need to worry about height too much. Now, the main thing to keep in mind with this trick is to keep your body vertical. Now, it seems obvious, but if you watch yourself on film, you might notice that when you start to pop, you really lean into it. And that's what one thing I did. I'd do like a third of a McTwist. You know, I'd start to pop and I'd end up looking under my arm with it, and the board would just shoot out like that. So you want to keep your body straight, up and down. One thing that helped me was every time I tried it, I'd try to land in a fakie manual. So, you know, like that. And there was no chance I'd do it, but I'd always slip out. You know, I'd always land with too much weight here, so I'd shoot out. So I always aimed to land like that, although I never would. One thing that helped me, I wore a shirt with a hood on it, and I always had it down, but if I landed the trick and my hood was on, I knew how I was doing it wrong. Because you need to keep your body straight. If you lean in, you might still land it, but the board's more likely to drift away from you, and you land with your toes down, or, you know, you'll be less centered. And so that's another thing to worry about. Keep your body straight when you're in the air, and you shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Now, I tried to film the ones for this video with no pivot or slide or anything like that, because doing those is a little bit more difficult technique, and eventually doing that will be a lot easier than getting the full rotation, but in the beginning it's just more to worry about. So I'll talk about that anyway, because you'll get there eventually, but try not to worry about it too much right now. So if you want to slide out the last few degrees, that's a more professional way to do it. That's how all the pros. And it's more controlled, because you don't spin your whole body the full rotation. You spin most of it, then just slide around right at the end. So it's more controlled, and it's just a lot nicer once you get there. So set your feet up a little bit closer to the front. I put it about here, and what you want to do is aim to to land with your front foot about here. You don't want to land and do a pivot. You just want to have most of your weight over the nose, so when you slide this truck around, there isn't too much weight on it, and it doesn't grab into the ground. It just sort of, you know, just lightly slides across. And same thing, you keep your upper body straight, and you get up into the air, then you use this foot to sort of twist it around right at the end when you land. One last thing to worry about is try not to do a pop shove it and just spin with it. You don't want to really snap the tail. You kind of have to scoop it some. I'm trying to learn the switch right now, and that's my main problem. You know, you can wind up all you want, but if you pop it, it's just not going to go with you right. You want to scoop it and then use this foot to sort of guide it around when you're in the air. So it might take you a while to get used to the feel of this trick, but good luck with it.